Welcome to my channel, everybody. My name is Paul Smyers, and I'm a practicing licensed real estate agent in the western part of Virginia near Waynesboro. I live in the beautiful Shenandoah Valley, and there's a number of my videos on this channel are about the Shenandoah Valley. A beautiful, beautiful area, and I encourage people to check it out as a possible place to come and do some homesteading and rural life. I'm a specialist in rural property. I enjoy the rural country life, and a lot of people my age retiring, getting out of the big cities and coming out the countryside, and life is a little slower and cheaper and so on. The town I live in is Stuart, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I got a map here that shows a little bit about the Shenandoah Valley. This is the upper Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, and I live right about there. And as you can see, again, location, location, location. Your house, where your position is, it matters and so on, but of course the town that you're in and so on matters a lot. One of the reasons I love Virginia is because it has so much recreational land. As you can see, this valley here, the Shenandoah Valley, this is the upper Shenandoah Valley, and up here is the Shenandoah River that goes along. These are the Blue Ridge Hills over here, and the Blue Ridge Parkway goes up there. So it's full of recreation and beauty, and the mountains are not too steep. You can do lots of day hikes and overnight hikes in the Shenandoah Valley. There's all kinds of trails and so on. So it's a beautiful recreational area, but the economy is decent. As you can see on this map here, you got Charlottesville over here, way over here, a very big thing going on there. There's an airport there. Then we have Waynesboro over here, which people drive over the hill over to Charlottesville to work. And then we have another town over here, Stanton. And we got Harrisonburg up the valley here, up toward this area. So you can see there's a number of towns that have employment and so on. There's also a lot of agricultural activity and employment in that field. A number of big companies, Hershey's and Target are in the area here, and a number of other companies. Now, on this map, you don't see, it goes down a little further. There's another town. There's Roanoke and Lexington, and then there's Lynchburg and Bedford. So the whole area has just got a lot of activity, but the towns aren't too big. You can drive around maybe 10, 15 minutes out of one of these towns and have a place with agricultural land where you can have your chickens and do your homesteading and nobody will bother you. And then it's only a 15, 20-minute drive into work, and there's lots of good highways. You can see Route 81 goes up the valley here, and then you have Route 64 it comes around this way. And as you see in this valley here, a lot of the roads are not very steep. There's a lot of country roads that go on for miles and miles, and there's a lot of streams, and it's just beautiful. Now, Stuart is a very lovely little town. It was named after a family named Stuart from Scotland. They settled here, I guess it was in the 1700s, and they were granted some land, or they bought some land, and they started a big agricultural thing. This is a very big agricultural area. That's why I like it for homesteading. You can be out in the countryside in agricultural zoning and have really free kind of way of using your land, because it's part of the culture here. For a long time, Virginia is still very active in agriculture, and the land policies and so on, the counties tend to favor and encourage the use of land for productivity purposes. And I've traveled around quite a bit, and I've been out in some of the areas like out west, and they have these huge farms in Iowa and Nebraska and so on. It's a different kind of farming out there, these massive fields of big cornfields and soybeans and so on. In Virginia, there's a lot of small farms. A lot of people don't know that Virginia has the most private farms, small farms of any state. And again, the long history. So I'm very proud of Stuart's Draft area. It's a tiny little town. It's basically a pinpoint on a map here. I don't know what the few thousand people actually live in the town of Stuart's Draft. But again, it's very interesting because you can go quickly to other cities. Now, as far as this area here, Charlottesville is a very active economic area. You look up Charlottesville some years ago was rated a great place to live in America and so on. And it has a lot that people want. It's got hospitals and jobs and schools and so on, and a very active economy. but it's gotten kind of expensive. So people start going a little further west in Waynesboro, Stuart's Draft, where there's parts of Stuart's Draft that are actually near the highway, Route 64, where you can just jump on 64 and go over to Charlottesville, or you can go to Stanton, or you can go to Waynesboro for a job, or you want to go south, you can go down toward Lexington and so on. So there's a lot of different opportunities, and there are a lot of towns in America that are really wonderful. Stuart's Draft is just one, but there are many towns like this in Virginia. So when you go look on the map and start looking around, if you're coming to Virginia to scout out for a property, maybe I can help you out. I have a drone, I can take pictures, and just take a little look at this beautiful setup here. That beautiful valley that has a long history of recreation and agriculture and economic activity. The economy is supported by agriculture. It's very important. We produce food here, tobacco, grapes, wine, a lot of timber going on in this area. And again, there's recreation. There's Jefferson National Forest. There is the Washington National Forest. And there's a number of state parks and all kinds of trails. The Blue Ridge Mountains and the Appalachian Trail runs along the Blue Ridge Hills and so on. So I encourage people to check out Stuart's Draft. It's a little town. That's where I live. I'm only 4 miles from a grocery store, but at night I have no street lights, no stoplights on my road, and it's just one road, and one side of my property is forest, and that's beautiful. So I'm a very big fan of Virginia in general. So I encourage people to contact me. I have other videos about the area and what I do. I do a lot of scouting. I work with a lot of buyers. I'm a buyer's agent mainly. This is my second career. I have a great team, my Reliance team real estate in the central part of Virginia down near Smithbound Lake. And we have a lot of agents. I'm part of a team. And if you want to sell your house, then I can help you with that too. But if you're coming from out of state, I get a lot of contacts from this website and so on. And people contact me and ask me if they can help. I can help them find a nice place. I love doing that, even if we don't end up having a contract and you don't find something. Maybe there's something I can say or do to point you in the right direction or give you some help and some information about buying a property. Just a little overview again. Stuart's Draft, Virginia, 24477. And it's just a gentle little town. There's a Hershey's near here, and a Target, and a couple other big companies that are around the area. So there's a lot of economic activity. So if you're looking for a job and you want to go move to an area, I really suggest look at central Pennsylvania or central Virginia, because there's just so much opportunity. And there's so many different kinds of trades being practiced here. Electricians, everything to do with real estate, construction is all active here. Machinery, tractors, all kinds of stuff, truck drivers. So there's a lot of opportunity here. So I encourage people, look on the map, go check it out, and look at the beautiful Shenandoah Valley. I appreciate people listening. Watch some of my other videos. I hope they give you some helpful content about the buying and selling process and settling in Virginia and doing the homestead type of life in a rural area. So I hope to see you in some of my other videos, and please like and share and come back and see some other content. Thanks again.